Big news! Sephora is now on Uber Eats. So if you find yourself facing a beauty emergency, like needing a last-minute gift, or you're just out of your favorite mascara, again, don't panic. We got you. Order now and get $10 off on Sephora orders of $50 or more on the Uber Eats app. Order now. Offer ends October 30th. One order per customer. Additional terms apply. See app for availability. Delivery fees may apply.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for this day.
Welcome to I Talk to Ghosts. My guest this evening is Stacey. Stacey, how are you doing? Thank you for being here with me.
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It's wonderful to meet you. And the energy that was coming in, I feel like I need to sort it out. There is multiple people coming through. And how I like to work is I ask for confirmation in the beginning so I know that I'm pulling on the right thread.
Right.
Yeah. But the energy that's coming in a broader sense was there's a little bit of quietness coming in, a little bit of shyness, like they need to be encouraged by others. But there's also this sense of they want to offer support in a way they didn't support you when they were here.
Okay.
There's a father figure type coming through.
Both of my grandfathers passed, but I was not close to either of them. I also have a cousin who passed who I was pretty close to, so I don't know if that's him. He was older, and he was more like an older brother.
Okay.
And I also have a teacher my English teacher from high school who passed away.
Teacher. All right. I'm not gonna let you get too far ahead. No, you're good. I'm gonna tell you the energies that are coming in. This could very well be your cousin talking about the environment that you're in. This feels very supportive to me. And he is talking about some figures in your life who are much more like no nonsense and kind of not emotionally available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So wanting to come in with that support because it's like, let me tell you, it's hard. And they're acknowledging that. Mm-hmm. So we don't have to call anyone out for that if you understand that. But they're coming in with, I understand this energy that you, Stacey, have to work with. And they're continuing to offer their support for you.
Okay.
And that makes sense to you?
Yeah. I think I know what about, yeah.
You know the situation, they know the situation. And so they're coming through. And with it coming in first, it's important. You know, it's important, and they definitely want to offer their support as you go. But there's other energy that seems to be coming in, like apologizing for being defensive or for making it seem like they were adversarial or wanting to fight when really they were just vulnerable and just didn't know how to deal with their emotions in life. Is there a family pattern of that or something? Like they learned it from someone else?
I have a very large family, and the issue is there's a lot of disconnect, and sometimes it's deeper than that, and it's kind of like butting heads a lot, and there's a lot of negativity, in my family. Yes,
guarded and set in their ways, and just it's hard to get past. You know, we can put up walls as human beings, even with family, and it's this pattern, and it happens. So I think someone back in your family line is kind of like, I'm apologizing for the collective that this is going on.
Okay.
And that's just hard. That's hard to deal with, and it's hard to be your vulnerable, authentic self. In that kind of environment. And it does lead us to step away from our family or to, not offer the trust and not offer how we want things to be in life. And then that can bleed into our relationships as well, where it's perpetuating.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're aware of it and that you can recognize it when you feel your walls coming up, where it's like, oh, this is exactly how I don't want to be.
Right. Yeah. It's a work in progress every day.
Yes.
A little bit.
Good on you, though. Good on you. Okay. Let me see about your cousin. And you said he was older.
Yeah, he was a little older.
Oh, okay. I like to explain myself. You know, when something keeps coming in, it doesn't come in English. I got to figure it out. It's more of like a feeling.
Okay.
It's swirling around with him. Like, I imagine him wanting to be this adventurer and wanting to get out there and do things. Yes. And so, and then that frustration of not quite, like, I can see it, but I can't quite do it. But his adventurous nature, he has a really great heart.
Yeah. He was super sweet.
Yeah. He's coming out playful.
Yeah. Very funny, very jokey.
Yes. With him, everything is a parade.
Yeah, for sure.
And he wants to celebrate. It's almost like, oh my gosh, we should do this thing. And and it's like, dude, it's just Tuesday. We're kidding.
He's always ready to go.
Yes. Chrome and stuff. It feels like it might be like car related or something. And I know that's like really general, but I'm getting like this motorcycle vibe or something. Like it's okay if he didn't really have a motorcycle, but it feels like that is like a persona of how you could get out and go and kind of be carefree. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if he ever had a motorcycle. I know that he just had a car. I don't know if he was ever into motorcycles, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was.
Mm-hmm. Did he take good care of his car?
I know that he was always trying to go somewhere and not being at home. Like, he didn't want to be tied down to any place in particular. He just always kind of wanted to be out there and experiencing something.
Yeah. As you were talking, he was bringing in this energy of you, Stacey, have come so far, and that he wants to encourage you to keep going, and that you're getting there and you're doing great things, and he sees that and he's so proud of the progress that you've made.
Yeah, that means a lot.
I can tell that like it is so important to him to come through with these messages, because sometimes I'm like, just show me an image. What you got? Wait, oh, your car? You know? And he's like, no, this is so important. You be quiet. Let me say. Let me say what I came here to say. And like, I have to learn to honor that sometimes. Yes, he's like, you have come so far. He sees you shining. He sees you, and to keep going, and you're ready to level up even more. And that he's just so proud of you as a human being in the family that you're in, and that he wants wonderful things for you, and he can tell that you're on your way. And he's just so proud. He's just so proud.
That's good to hear.
And with that, he's kind of bringing up a lot of mental energy with your family, how they're just, they're a little bit sharp, sharp-tongued and sharps in the brain. And
yeah,
that is just so hard to navigate, because we tend to get hurt by that. And it's hard to be, like I mentioned, it's hard to be authentic when you feel like you're going to be hurt because of it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
You mentioned your teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so great, because when I open the space, I'm like, teacher energy. I'm like, everyone has teacher energy with you. I'm like, no, but you can't dismiss it. Oh, this feels like a really good source of support for you too.
Yeah, he was, for sure.
Yeah. And nice smile. He has a really nice smile, like really warm and like welcoming. And always had a moment for you, always has time. Nothing was ever so busy that he couldn't be there for someone. He also has a good sense of humor.
He does, yeah. All of the students loved him. He was always there for all of us if we ever needed anything.
Okay, I see him like, you know how you can go in front of your desk and kind of sit on it and like put your elbow on your leg. I see him doing that and like talking in that casual way.
Yeah, he was very casual and informal. He was not like a typical teacher. Yes, he was a human being, and he treated all of us, not like we were kids, but he treated us like mature young adults when we were.
Yeah. Do you know if he had a dog? Did he ever talk about that?
I don't know if he had a dog, but it really wouldn't surprise me.
Feels like he's really good with animals too. He's not just good with kids and young adults. He's good with the animals as well.
Yeah, that really doesn't surprise me. I'm pretty sure he was.
All right. He's making a joke about, well, I tried to teach him, but
yeah, that sounds right.
And then he's like, I was the pillar of knowledge, but that doesn't mean that
yeah, that's him.
When they walked into the classroom, they got anything out of it.
Yes, that's him.
Oh, okay. He's coming in with, he doesn't want you to be worrying.
Yeah, that's a big problem for me.
He doesn't want you to be losing sleep. It's like nothing in life is so important that you shouldn't be able to sleep, Do you have, does your thoughts keep you up at night sometimes?
Yeah, I have trouble falling asleep, and then I have trouble staying asleep. So I'll wake up in the middle of the night, and when I wake up in the morning, my first thoughts are usually plagued by anxiety.
Yeah, it's like bing, and
yeah,
it's
as soon
there.
as my eyes pop open, it's stress for the day.
Okay, we got the parade of advice going on today. Like he's like, try and make a list at night, way before bedtime, but like at the end of the day, the in-between time, kind of just try and make a list, and so you can like write it down and kind of tuck it away and say, this is for tomorrow. There's nothing you can do about it right now anyway. And even our worst fears, they tend not to come true. We just kind of catastrophize because we think we're covering all the bases, but that doesn't mean that. But all right, let me figure this one out. All right. You're really sensitive to your environments and the energy of other people.
Yeah.
And when that hits your system, given your upbringing, and like I can speak to this too, you're in good company. Given your upbringing, when you're bringing in energy, if it's not yours, your brain is going to automatically panic about it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to assume it's bad. And energy is just energy. You have a predisposition for the anxiety. So when new energy comes in, it's going to feed it.
Yeah,
so
I definitely feel that.
Yeah. So anything you can do to like kind of tuck in the thoughts and be like, okay, I gave you the time. I promise you I'm looking out for it. Thank you for alerting me. I know you're trying to take care of me, but quieting the analytical mind can be really difficult to do.
It's very tough.
And especially if you're the type who is bringing in energy and absorbing energy, and it's just like fuel for the fire, whatever flame we have going, you're adding to it.
Yeah. I've been told before, and I feel like I am sensitive and empathetic. And I do have my own anxiety anyway, and issues with, mental health and depression. And, but I also feel like I struggle with feeling things that aren't mine, or feeling emotions that aren't mine, and wading through trying to figure out what's mine and what isn't is very hard.
Yeah. Well, you've come to the right place. I completely understand that. I'm really, really glad that your teacher brought this up. We can talk offline too. But the best thing to do is to establish a system of self-support for yourself. Ground yourself. Just identify activities and hobbies or other influences that really make you feel in your body and supported. Like for me, I love to think of moss.
I do like that.
Just, yeah, and like cottage core and things like that, or just, herbal tea, and you got to make a cozy world for yourself. I think it's very easy when we're in a world of absorbing energy and trying to figure it out, we can just really feel untethered. And that's just going to feed anxiety too.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we feel like we're floating around disoriented, not having a safe harbor. And so we really have to learn to be a safe harbor for ourselves. That just recognize that energy is energy and you can transmute it in other ways. I try to transmute it into excitement or if I can't do it, then it's like, okay, what can really snag my heart right now? Even just thinking about it lights me up. Like, what if I went to a thrift store today, or I bought some new tea, or I've really been meaning to check out, this audiobook or something, and I just shift my attention to something that I love. But it's difficult, and my heart goes out to you with that. But, I think that simple routines, just activities that we can do to feel at home in our own body and realize that, like, the room we're in, nothing is actually going on right now. Right. And this room is filled with things I love. And that so much of what is going on in our life only exists in our head, nowhere else.
Absolutely. Like, I'm my own worst enemy in here.
Yeah. And it's hard to navigate because, we have a feeling, we had a bad thought, which gives us another feeling. And then, any kind of anxiety or worry, it snags us that we should pay attention because this is important. And then we just start focusing on it. And it's like,
it becomes consuming in a way too.
Yeah. Or it feeds itself. And that's just really hard to deal with. But I'm happy to keep talking to you about it because I totally understand it, and it can get away from you so easily. But yeah, those grounding practices and just pull things into your life that you love and support you, and so that they're there when you need them the most, and they're there for you. Okay, let me ask you if there was anyone else you hoped would pop in to say hi this evening.
If anyone has anything that they have to say to me, if there's any messages from anyone, I do have an aunt that passed away a couple of years ago, and my maternal grandmother passed away as well when I was 2. I don't know if any of them would have anything to say.
Yeah. They are coming in with family is really important energy. Like they really want to come in with trying to wrangle it, trying to nurture it, trying to make good memories. And that feels very important to them. And they're coming in with that message of, you got to make the good memories. They want to offer like that energy of, hey, I tried. It was important to me. And also, there's this message of, if you can't look back and be like, gosh, I wish I had like the ideal everything, you can pull that want forward and give it to yourself now in the relationships that you do have or want to cultivate and pull in and nurture into your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's good advice.
Okay. I think sometimes it's like, well, I didn't have it before, therefore that tells me I'm never going to get it. And it's like, no. If that was important to you, it's important to be that. It's like you pull that energy forward and you cast it out now and make it what you want.
Trying to manifest.
Yeah. Okay, I do have some messages that I wrote down from the collective, so I think that that's a great time for that. One of the first things that came in was the phrase seek clarity in yourself, in your thoughts. Where are these thoughts coming from? And also kind of getting rid of the clutter, that kind of clarity. So seek clarity. Like, is this true? Is this important? Should I keep focusing on this, or is it just mental clutter? And be aware of where it's coming from, and can I clear some space? And know your thoughts is the second thing I wrote down. Okay, now this one might be a little bit of a hard one, but they say to accept help from others.
Yeah.
You can't do it on your own, and it is okay to seek support and help. I know it feels really vulnerable, but it's okay to seek help and accept help from others. Don't do it all on your own.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Okay. There's a lot of love coming in for you. They're like, I love you. Build the life the way you always wanted. Yeah, there you go. And your heart and your voice matters. Put your heart first. You've given your brain a lot of the stage and the microphone. Give your heart the attention. It matters. Touch base with how you feel or what you want to feel. And your voice matters. And when you lead with your heart and you speak from your heart, it's just going to validate you. And if there's any situation where like you have felt in the past that wasn't the way to go, or you didn't feel validated, just support yourself through that and recognize where it comes from. And that, going forward, it's like, I'm going to be in relationships and situations and environments where I can be soft and emotional and caring and ask for help. And it doesn't feel like a risk to trust.
Thank you.
So there you go. These resonate for you right now?
Yeah, they definitely do, especially with just some family things that have been going on. Especially recently, in the last year, things have gone in the direction I never thought that they would with some of my family. So it's just hard to navigate that, and kind of feeling like I'm the only one that's doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like I'm doing it alone. But it totally makes sense with what's going on in my life right now. I totally can connect that.
Yeah. They're saying that this is very rapid fire as well. Like, it's like you almost can't keep up with it.
It's happened very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't seem like it's slowing down. Like, I feel like I can't catch a breath. Like, it's just one thing after another. And it's been very hard to kind of decompress from any of it, to try to make sense of it and process it. And it's just one thing after another lately. So it's a little rough.
Yeah. Okay. I am being told that rest and meditative moments are really important, that you have a lot of spirituality, personal spirituality that you can tap into to fortify your own compass. The advice coming in is that you want everyone to be fair and can't understand not being fair, but you can't be ground up in that process.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of in the place now where I'm angry a little bit at at people for not doing what I feel like is the right thing that they should be doing, and I can't wrap my mind around why they're not doing what they should be doing. And I think that I get stuck on that, and it's hard to to break free from that aspect of it, and just to know that I'm doing the right thing, and I am trying to focus on that more rather than what they aren't doing.
Yeah, exactly. Because as much as we try to seek to understand, Because if we can understand, maybe we can fix it. Ultimately, it's their responsibility to govern themselves and to act appropriately. And somewhere in there buried, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, but we can't make them see it sometimes. And when we talk about acceptance and things like that, it's not that you're rolling over. It's like you just kind of have to let it go so it doesn't bury you in the process.
Absolutely. Yeah, that really resonates with me. It's just really hard to do. I'm trying to, it's the only way that I know that I can move past it is to work on that and to not hold on to that. And I'm just trying to let that go. Yeah.
I honestly feel that you have a wellspring of spirituality that could be there for you. And this is very personal, yours. And it's not like you have to even quantify it to someone else, but you have a natural knowing and a natural spirituality in there. Yeah, I think natural knowing is a really great way to say it. That like if you can quiet the storm so you can connect with your own flow and knowing, it will really help bring you home.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's helpful. Thank you.
Oh. So much. So much. So if you ever feel like you just want to chat or something, or need someone as an outside, support system, I want to be there for you. I'm invested. So if there's anything I can do, even if it's just to recommend a book or talk about energy some more.
Yeah, I would love to. I have so many questions.
Perfect. Well, maybe we can keep talking after the reading a little bit too.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do have to ask you, just to completely switch gears. Do you have a personal ghost story that you'd like to share?
I do. Yeah, I can tell you one.
Listener ghost story.
So this was years ago. I have an older sister, and she had her own house. So she's about 10 years older than me. So she was out on her own. I was still a teenager. But I would go over to her house and spend the weekends over there. And then I ended up moving in with her when I turned 18. And it was a townhouse with 3 stories. We were told that it was a portal. After a while of living there and moving out, I kind of believed that it was in the basement, of course. But things would happen there that we couldn't explain. I remember one time her and I were just sitting on the couch watching TV, and we heard this rattling sound, and we looked over because of where the way that the living room was set up. There's a door right in the hallway that leads to the basement. The door handle started shaking like crazy, like someone was on the other side trying to get in, and there wasn't a lock or anything there, but the door would almost come open. And we at first thought that somebody had broken in because there's a back door downstairs that leads to outside. So it was possible that somebody could have broken in. We went down to check it out. There was nothing. There was no one. We couldn't figure out what caused that to happen, but we both saw the door almost fly open, and there wasn't a draft or a breeze or anything. It was just like something was on the other side trying to break through. Wow. And then also my room there was on the 3rd floor, so there was nothing above me except the roof, and I would hear a lot of times at night, it would sound like someone was dragging heavy furniture across the roof, and I couldn't figure out what that was. I told my sister, she had no idea what that was, but it sounded like someone was dragging like a huge dresser across the floor, or above me, but there was nothing above me but the roof, and there was definitely no one up there in the middle of the night. She also had this long hallway that you would have to walk past to get to the bathroom. The bathroom was at the end of the hall, and there was one room that was off to the right, and that was kind of like a computer room. So she had like the computer in there and books and stuff. And neither of us felt comfortable walking past that room to get to the bathroom. Like in the middle of the night, every light would have to be on. I would not walk in that hallway without having like every light on, and I didn't like walking past that room at all without the light being on. I was always scared I was going to see something. I never did, but I swear something was always there, and I would just have to run past to get to the bathroom. But it would be a lot of stuff like that. And then when she eventually moved out, and so did I, and the house went up for sale, and there were pictures that they took and put online, and I thought for fun, I would just look at the pictures because it had been quite a few years since I saw the house. And the pictures, I know that there's debate on orbs and if you can capture orbs in photos, and I understand that. But I couldn't argue with what I saw. So I went and I looked at the pictures online, and in the basement, there were pictures, and there were so many light anomalies. There were at least 50, and I'm like, this can't be lighting. This can't be something with the camera. It's like, that doesn't make any sense at all. But there were so many of them. And we had a friend that was a psychic medium at the time, and she had came over to the house, and she said there is a portal in the basement, and if you take a video a recorder and put it in the basement and leave it overnight, play it back, you'll hear some stuff. We never did that. I kind of wish we did. We never did it. Looking back, I really wish we would have, but I am inclined to believe now that maybe it was a portal, just because of all of the stuff that happened. It just kind of felt like energy was passing through all of the time. And it didn't really stay in one place, but it just felt like it was constantly moving, especially in the basement.
Wow. Yeah, when you first started talking about the basement, I was like, okay, so this is a basement thing. And then you started talking about the roof. I'm like, okay, this is everywhere.
It's everywhere. I could not explain that dragging sound. To this day, I have no idea what that was.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and how did it feel like finally like not being in that space? Did it make it feel like that space was even more not normal? You know what I mean? When you move into like a normal space.
Yeah, like it felt, I wouldn't even say lighter, but it just felt like things were a little less chaotic. Like it didn't feel like moving through spider webs as much, because it felt like living there, like you were in your space because you made this place your home, but it didn't really feel like it was necessarily your space to yourself. It just kind of felt like there was always something passing through, and that's why it kind of really makes sense now that maybe it was a portal, just because it felt like there were things moving all of the time, and it didn't feel like, kind of like motion sickness, I guess, if that makes any sense. Like you just have all of this energy swirling around you, and it can sometimes be overwhelming and make you feel confused or dizzy or a little sick even. So that definitely stopped once we moved out. So I don't think anybody's living there now, even after all this time. So it might be.
Yeah. Did your sister ever mention if the activity seemed to ramp up once you moved in, or was it always the same?
Well, she moved in, and I started coming over pretty much right away, because it was the house was right next door to where I lived. So she bought the house right next door. So I was just over there all of the time ever since she first purchased the house. So I was there all of the time, but I don't remember feeling anything right away. I feel like it definitely took some time to get settled, and then I don't know if the energy got used to us being there, and it felt like maybe it could start to come out of hiding a little. Yeah. But it definitely seemed quiet at first, and then we would just start noticing things would pick up.
Wow. It's interesting to think that no one really wants the space now either.
Yeah. It's still vacant. I don't know. No one's bought it.
Wow. Oh my gosh, Stacey, thanks so much for the spooky stories. I'm glad you're out of there.
Yeah.
And also thank you for trusting me to deliver these just emotional and vulnerable messages that they're just so needed. And it's so important to me I'm really glad that we were able to connect, and because all of your loved ones on the other side, they're coming. I wrote down support with this big highlight word on it, and thank you for trusting me to do this.
Thank you so much. It's been great. I've cried, but that's nothing. I knew that would happen, but you've been terrific, and this has been a wonderful experience. So thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. This is a small personal note from me. I want to acknowledge that my availability for readings this year has been a little chaotic, and I haven't been able to offer as many calendar dates that I generally like to have out there. It's been a little bit of a bumpy year, and I find myself in October having to move again. So bear with me. All of my readings are currently booked, but I promise you that once things settle down for me personally and I feel like I have energy that I can devote to the best readings possible, I will offer that to you. In the meantime, I'm going to set up a waiting list. So if you really are hoping for a reading in the near future, please visit italktoghosts.com/waitlist, and I'll provide a form where you can enter your email. And when my calendar is back up in full force, I'll send a little email out exclusively for this, letting you know that my calendar is open. And finally, I just want to offer energy to everyone listening who this resonates with. Hang in there. It'll be okay. And life can be bumpy sometimes, but we get through it one day at a time with each other. Thanks again for all of your patience with me this year as far as my availability. But really, truly, I just want to make sure that I can offer the best reading possible that I can. And I don't want to just force it through when my energy is being diverted elsewhere with personal things. So again, visit italktoghosts.com/waitlist, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Erica.
And I'm Elizabeth.
We're sisters, wine lovers, and your hosts for the podcast Spirits Uncorked.
In season 2, we're leaving the haunted waters of Lake Lanier in Georgia and diving into all new spooky stuff. Shadow people?
I've seen them.
Haunted military bases?
I've served on one.
Local restaurants with ghostly reputations?
I work at one.
Okay, if something spooky doesn't happen to you, I worry about you.
The paranormal is my normal.
Plus, we'll sip and chat with horror authors, fascinating guests, and test out some superstitions along the way.
Knock on wood.
So uncork a bottle and pour a glass of the paranormal with us on season 2 of Spirits Uncorked.
Get ready for sips, scares, and sisterly sarcasm.
Fear Daily is a podcast that takes you into the shadows of the past, unearthing the 1990s most terrifying tales of monsters, madness, and life after death. Discovered on a forgotten bulletin board server somewhere in Pennsylvania's Rust Belt, these stories are an archive of humanity's strangest encounters with the unknown as told by the people who experienced them. Written by Brennan Storr, creator of the Ghost Story Guys, and hosted by Brandon Schecksnyder of Southern Gothic, Fear Daily is your window into the dark corners of our world. Follow Fear Daily today on your favorite podcatcher to receive new episodes Monday through Friday each and every week.